Welcome back, Wigglings. I am the expert, the master of disaster, the one and only Void Seer, Cinema Gostola, and today we are gonna talk about what kind of class are we? What kind of class are you? Because you look at me, and you might be wondering, what kind of class am I? What kind of class does the Void Seer prefer? Well, one of the reasons I was thinking about this is because of Genius of Sappheiros. Because it really makes you think, you know, I could sit here and just hold the circle button and win that way. Or I could try to strategize by setting up specific party members. Or maybe I don't want to get anywhere near the enemy in games where you can do that. Like, say, the E series. Or Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, you can do that. But what kind of class do we all really like? Well, that all depends on the playstyle, obviously, but sometimes, in my case, it's not always concrete. For example, let's take, like, we're gonna take something simple. Let's go with the Final Fantasy series, okay? The Final Fantasy series, simple place where different classes come into play. There is D&D. I never played D&D. I have my own version of D&D that I made, but that's like ages old. Let's say Final Fantasy V. Now, there is a lot of customization you can do in FF5. There's a lot. And some of the classes are really dumb. Like, the chemist class is actually really stupid. But, in that game in particular, I prefer just using something simple like, say, the knight. Like, I prefer the knight over, like, any other class. Let me just do the most basic attacks. Let me just get my damage in, not worry about anything else. I just want to get my damage in. I also like, the Blue Mage, hilariously enough. Blue Mage, it depends on the game. Like, I'm not gonna say that I personally think, if I were to give myself class, it would have to be Blue Mage, and or Samurai. Or Mime. I mean, I can mimic pretty well what I see if I really wanted to. But honestly, I think that Blue Mage and Samurai are what fits me the most. Blue Mage, hilariously, I say that about Blue Mage, but outside of Final Fantasy V and 7, I don't really use Blue Mages. And in a lot of other games that have blue magic, like say Genius of Sappheiros, I'm still not really using blue magic very much. Because it's just like, in a lot of the other games, it's just really cumbersome to do. FF5, I think, does it just right. FF5, FF7 are both basically the same thing, where you gotta get hit by the ability to learn it. I think that's fine. I mean, Genius of Sappheiros does it too, but the problem with Genius of Sappheiros is they have learn rates. So, on top of getting hit by the skill, you also have, like, a % chance of learning it, which is like, why? Why don't you just learn it outright? Especially if you're gonna give us, like, 400 freaking spells. Like, okay, you know, I like learning blue magic, okay? I do not like trying to learn 400 different blue magic. There's a little balance. Okay? You need to have a little bit of a balance there. And while I do like Samurai, I think the only time I really use the Samurai class is in, technically, FF10, if you want to consider Orin one. Like, I don't really ever use it in FF5. Until, like, Ikamasumune. And then it's just like, heck yeah, give me that samurai. I want to crit all day, every day. Final Fantasy Tactics never really used samurai. Yeah, blue is horribly inconsistent. Like, in some games, blue magic is like the most amazing dopamine stuff ever. It's just like, yeah, give me some of that blue magic. Yes, now I can use this against you. Now I've got your power. And then in some games, it's like, I put my hands up, go, I don't want anything to do with that. Right, Koyori? We want nothing to do with that. Yeah, pretty much. Unless it's FF5. Like, let me look at FF5. I want to look at FF5. Let me look at some blue magic. I am gonna pull up the blue magic. Let's see. Blue magic. Oh yeah, because blue magic in Final Fantasy Brave XP is what. Yeah. Let me see. So, some of the stuff in FF5. I mean, Goblin Punch can, but you also gotta be at the same level as the enemy. Which, you know, good luck with that. Doom. Completely useless in most games, because you can usually kill stuff really quickly before Doom does anything. Roulette. Completely useless. Aqua Breath is honestly pretty good. I honestly think Aqua Breath has a lot of utility. You also don't see water damage that much. Although in FF5 it's non-elemental because there's no water, I guess. Why is it non-elemental? Why isn't it water? What? Level 5 Death can be good. You can one-shot a couple bosses with level 5 Death. Level 4 Graphica, meh. Level 2 Old, meh. Level 3 Flare is kind of useful depending on enemies. You could use that on X Death the first time you fight him. Pong's Chorus, I mean, Hoon's not bad, but Same with Lilliputian Lyric for Mini. Oscar comes to mind. Are you talking about like the Deathclaw boss? Flash is useless. Time Slip is pretty useless. Move Flute, not really that great. Deathclaw can be useful sometimes. Era, and Eroga, I think are honestly really good. They can be useful. You can use them for a lot of stuff. Flamethrower, pretty useless. Goblin Punch can be useful, but like, good luck maxing the target's level. Dark Spark, kinda useless unless you know how to hit the level you want. Off Guard, I don't know if that ever really works. Transfusion, nah. Mind Blast, useless. Vampire, useless. Magic Hammer, completely useless in FF5, I feel. Mighty Guard, pretty good. Mighty Guard was honestly really nice. Too bad you don't get that until the end of the game. Self-Destruct. Self-Destruct is kinda 50-50, it depends. In FF5, I think Self-Destruct kinda sucks, though. Because you're never gonna have that high of an HP. I do think question mark can be useful. It depends on the game. FF5 and FF7, especially in FF7, if you know how to manipulate FF7 well enough, you can make that skill do a crap ton of damage. 1000 Eels is okay. White Wind, is like the most amazing stuff ever. Like in almost every game, White Wind is like, yes, please. FF5 White Wind, yes. FF7 White Wind, oh yes. Please give me FF7 White Wind. That is like the most amazing White Wind ever. But then you get like FF8, FF6, FF10 White Winds, and they're like, they suck. Again, I don't even need to go over FF7, I don't even need to go over FF7 Blue Magic. Because FF7 Blue Magic is like the most overpowered broken tank ever. What other job classes were there? I need to look at the job system. Like, Knight is the one that I prefer using the most in FF5, in all honesty. Mostly because I just like hitting things, you know? I just like going, hack. What do you mean FF7 has the worst Mighty Guard? It gives you, barrier, and haste. That's amazing. I mean, the haste does make the barrier and barrier run out, but I mean, haste? Haste is like broken in FF7. Monk. You know, I don't consider myself a monk class. Do I look like a monk to you? Do I look like a monk to you? I'm pretty sure I am not a monk. This is not the right one. What? What do you mean? No, I don't want that. You're not gonna let me move that around? Really? Really? It's just... Why are you not gonna let me move it around? It's really not gonna let me move that around, huh? Amazing. I can't move this around in here. Huh. That's wild. Reflect the cell. What reflect? Reflect isn't in, FF7 from, Mighty Guard. Oh, I see what's going on. It's moving the whole thing. Let me do that. Alright, there we go. I'm half cut off! I am half cut off! Oh, I know why I'm half cut off. It's barrier and haste. So for hex cell. Hold on a second. Do I look like a monk to you? See? I don't look like no stinking monk. I am definitely no monk. Do I look like a monk? What kind of monk carries around a sword like this, huh? Huh? If you're gonna call me any class, a pirate, no, I am a Belmont class. Get it right. I am a Belmont. I am most certainly a Belmont class. More than likely, anyways. I am definitely a Belmont. I am most certainly a samurai. Look! Do I wish I was a Belmont? Not really, because Belmonts kind of get screwed over a lot. Like, a legit kind of just get screwed over all the time. I don't know about you, but I don't want to deal with Dracula and his cronies all the time. I deal with this ancient castle with a dragon and a stupid robot all the time. Not to mention what else comes out of the void. Okay? Being the void seer is suffering. Because, let me tell you, you get to deal with a lot of fun stuff in here. Stuff you don't really want to deal with. And, sometimes it might make you reconsider being a void seer, because you kind of might, run into something that's very, very nasty. And, yeah. It's, you get very confused as to, what to do about it, and then it's just like, it's gone, and you're like, oh god, where'd it go? It just scuttled off. Was it a centipede? Was it a plant? Was it just my imagination? Is the void just what's inside my head? Am I the crazy one? Anyways, Monk. So, Monk is a class I do like. Like, FF5 Monk was really fun. It's a very simple class, especially if you get the Kaiser Knuckles. If I ever redo FF5, I'll probably try to mix it up a little bit, because I do tend to use the same classes. But I need to get the Pixel Remaster first before I do that. By the way, watching Koyori play FF5 definitely is an experience. I don't think Koyori's ever played a FF game, so it's definitely been interesting. Not gonna know what she's saying, but, you know, just seeing her reactions and stuff is fun. I need to watch her FF4 playthrough. The only downside is, it's at like 10 PM, and she streams for like 10 hours. So it's like, oh god, please, let me sleep. Let me sleep, please, Coyote Lady. But yeah, FF5 Monk, love him. Sabin, love him. Hifa? Can we call Hifa a monk? Is Hifa really a monk? Hifa's just punchy, but monks are all punchy. I mean, if Hifa's a monk, then so isn't Cell. And I mean, I do like using Cell. Just the unlimited Cell works. Give me the Armageddon Fist. Let me just beat the crap out of you. Final Fantasy Tactics. I do love using Monk. Monk is probably one of my favorite classes in Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know, there's something about monks that are fun. Even though they're really, really basic. Now, me personally, I'm not a monk person. I would not try to run up and try to punch someone in the face, or, you know, do martial arts. Not that I could, because I'm a Void Seer. Void Seers don't do martial arts. That would be a little weird if I just suddenly decide to do just, like, freaking Hadoukens and stuff at random people, right? What kind of Void Seer throws Hadouken? Huh? Huh? Not this Void Seer. I guess you could consider in fighting games, well, is anyone in a fighting game really a monk? Like, Ryu's a monk, I guess. I guess if you want to consider Ryu a class, he's a monk. But, like, a lot of people are monks, then, because they just punch and kick a lot, you know? Like, Sagat. Sagat would be, like, a monk. Balrog would be, like, a monk. All Balrog does is punch. But, like, if you give me, like, an action, or, like, an action game, I don't think Monk is the kind of class I would want to go with. Mostly because I feel like that's not my type of playing. Like, take a look at, like, say, Bloodstain. For a while there, I was using a whip. Because it's like, oh man, this range, I can hit from so far away and not have to worry about the enemy. It's the same thing with the Great Sword. Like, I prefer keeping a distance from an enemy and hitting them if possible. Which is contrary to my whole samurai thing, you know, because samurais kind of need to get a little close. And then you look at me in like, say, East Lacrimosa, Ghana, where I never use the range fighters. I use, you know, Lexia and Ghana, who want to be right up in the enemy's face. Or, you know, say like Final Fantasy Hype Zero, where there are kind of classes, but I prefer using Ace. Let me just throw these cards from like a mile away, and let me focus on dodging. That's the kind of play style I like. Give me a class where I can sit back and just throw stuff, and and let me focus on dodging. On keeping myself alive while being able to do damage. Granted, you can't do that really in RPGs as easily. Like, you can't just do kind of like Final Fantasy V. It's more like East games or like even Crystal Chronicle games are like that. Like, in Rings of Fate and Echoes of Time, I prefer using the cell keys. Like, the clappets are okay. I will use the clappets. But I prefer the cell keys, because I can just sit back and just pew-pew, you know? And focus on surviving. And I do like magic, but in a lot of games, magic using is kind of like... I don't know, man. Like, even in RPGs, I don't like using MP. Like, MP is a finite resource. And I don't really like to sit there and focus on trying to keep my MP up so I can throw spells or constantly use abilities, you know, things like that. I prefer just, you know, just give me a basic hack where I can just pew pew. Or, you know, if you're gonna give me something with like MP, give me something that's gonna have like multiple uses. Like, again, blue mages. Blue mages are exactly that. They're not the most powerful, but they're very versatile, and that's what I love, is the versatility. I say that, but I don't use Koyori in Genius of Sappheiros, mostly because Koyori kinda sucks. Because her stats kinda below a big one. Like, she doesn't do enough damage. She does not do enough damage. Now, FF Blue Mages can do a lot of damage. Maybe not as much as, say, like a Black Mage or a Summoner, but, like, they still do good damage. Now, Summoner, you may think, what about Summoner? Don't you like Summoners? I mean, summons are cool and all. Like, I like being able to summon this big thing and just outright destroy everything ever. But they usually cost a lot of MP or mana or resources, and it's like, I don't know, man. And they're usually slow, so it's just like, I don't know. Do I want to spend that much resources and, time casting the ability just for it to maybe not work because it's not the right element, or maybe it won't work because it just failed or something like that, you know? Things like that. Here's another class that I actually like a lot. The Thief class. I do like the Thief class. Now, I kind of took the Thief class out of my Hololive game because it wasn't really needed. But I do like the ability to get items early, or for free, you know. Now, I did see in Elden Ring when Cecilia was playing, and I saw a clip of Cecilia playing as the thief class. It's just like, oh, you could potentially just steal everything in this game. That sounds like my kind of thing. Just be like, yeah, just let me be able to steal this. Let me get this for free. And there are repercussions. Yes, there are repercussions. In that game, anyways. I don't know about some other games that have steal, but like, just give me a character that has a chance to get something early, and I'm all for it. Now, the problem with beef is beef usually sucks. I'm not gonna mince words. Beef usually sucks. FF3, FF1, FF5, beef sucks for damage, okay? Locke in FF6 is okay, but like, he's not really that great until you get like a Valiant Knife, and then he's like really good, but like, not really that great. Riku in FF10, she's pretty good, actually. Riku might be the best thief. What other games did I play that had a thief? And there are some games that have thieves that don't even have the steal ability. Like FF1. I mean, FF1 doesn't have steal at all. What was another game that had thieves? I don't think the Halo series had a thief, did it? It had like a rogue. Like, technically there was a rogue. Like, yeah, Rose was a rogue, basically. But I don't think there was actually any thieves. Sagan was an okay thief. The problem with Sagan is, while he does do good damage, you're spending too much time trying to steal. It's just like, give me this item. Give me this item. Please, give me this item. I want this item. Oh my god, you have 3 more items to steal. That's the problem with Sagan. So, I talked about mages, and again, mages, I do like mages. Blue mage, my favorite mage. I do like black mages. White mages, not really my play style. Like, I understand the value, but say if I were to do an MMO, if I were to play an MMO, right? I would not really want to be the white mage. Because I would not want to have to keep track of all the characters. Or all the party members that need healing, need buffing, need re-raised, all of that. I would rather focus on just trying to dodge, attack, etc. Which, I mean, you can't really dodge everything in an MMO, but you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean. Beat-em-ups, I can't play that way, where I try to do hit and run. I try to do kind of like, say, Hollow Cross Break, but, I mean, that only works so well. And most of beat-em-ups don't have a ranged character. Most of them, from what I know. Like, Final Fight, Street of Rage, they don't really have any ranged characters. And usually a ranged character is going to be slow. They're hard to dodge with, for the most part, I feel. By the way, my design, if you were wondering, even though it's not based off of Belmont, it kinda isn't based off of Belmont. It's kinda based off of, a couple other characters. Well, a couple other designs, I should say. Like, a mixture of a couple other designs. I don't know why that came to mind. It just did. So, hey, if you're still here, tell me, what kind of class do you think you are? What kind of class do you like? any particular class that you like. Give me just a second. And you know, sometimes I like the silly classes. Like, honestly, the Gambler class is pretty silly. I do like the Gambler. Sometimes you can get some really, really silly, dumb stuff with the Gambler. Sometimes you just get completely screwed over by the Gambler. But hey, I mean, it's a silly class. Go for it. You might get something fun out of it. What other silly classes are there? Dragon Quest had a couple silly classes, I think, in Dragon Quest 11. I don't remember what they were, though. Man, I don't remember who logged these classes in Dragon Quest. But I only played 11 in both heroes. And again, speaking of classes, Nera in Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and Mina in Dragon Quest Heroes 2, both of them were my exact playstyle. Range, while being able to, you know, kick back and dodge. Now, the problem is they were both slow as molasses, so dodging with them was a pain in the butt. But, I like the range aspect. Now, you did have to worry about MP a lot in that game. I mean, you could get MP back relatively easily in that game for the most part. Now, in Dragon Quest Heroes 2, I used Harry a lot more because Harry was actually kind of fun. Harry wasn't really my kind of play style, but Harry was kind of fun to use. Now, some of the other play styles, like Andrew and, was Andrew the second one? Andrew was the second one, right? I mean, Andrew wasn't bad, but I don't think Andrew really fit my play style. Like, he was a weird ranged character. He was a ranged buffer. And I'm not a character or a player that likes to sit there and buff and then focus on damage and then buff and then heal and stuff like that. Andrew was like all of that. Now, I do like versatility. I do. But I like being able to just, you know, I don't know. Andrew wasn't my kind of a guy. Nera was more my kind of a character. Jessica was more my kind of a character. Even though Jessica kind of wanted to be more in than not for her, hacks. Honestly, I think Mina might have been the best one for me. Mina allowed me to do range attacks and heal. And focus on survival. Which is fine. I didn't have to worry about, buffing or debuffing. Well, I did try to debuff. But, like, the debuffs were kind of, like, so long. It took so long to cast, it's like, is it really worth doing the debuffs? I don't know. I'm trying to think of a couple other things here. Give me a second. Where is it? And like, if the Hales games, like, if you watch me play any of the Hales games, I will generally stick with the ranged person. Like, Hales of Cesteria, give me Lila. Lila was perfect for me. Let the others heal me. I will sit back here and I will grow fire the entire time. Let everyone else run in. Let them aggro for me. Let me just sit here and let me just throw all these fireballs at you. I am just gonna sit here. Oh, what? You're gonna try to attack me? Let me just, like, perfect parry or perfect dodge out of the way. That's my kind of play style. Hails of Vesperia. I like Raven, but Raven wasn't really my guy. I'm not gonna lie, Raven was not my guy. Like, Juka fits so well for me, and it's weird. Because it's like, you have to still get in with Juka, but you still have range because of the spear. And you have to use a lot of resources to make Juka, really good. And like, in Berseria, I just stuck with Velvet. Like, Velvet was just, let me get in there, let me beat the crap out of you with Velvet. Like, who was ranged in that game? There was Magalu. It's funny, because when I think about it, in the Hales games, I don't really use any of the mages. I guess Lila is a mage, but like, I never really treat her as a mage. But you give me like a Final Fantasy game, and half the time I will be using mages left and right. Like, FF4, let me use Rigia. Please let me use Rigia. FF5, let me use that blue mage. FF6, let me use Hera. FF7, give me enemy skills. FF8, I don't really use magic at all in FF8. FF8 is one of those games where it's like, nah, I'm fine holding circle. FF9, give me Phoebe. Give me that black mage. I will nuke everything. And then give me the Hales games, and it's like, I don't really want to use the mages. They're not my play style, like, at all. And then, like, you give me, say, what was I thinking of? There was another game I was thinking of. I don't remember. Anywho, again, I speak classes, and what's funny is, I have, on the thumbnail, I'm looking at the thumbnail right now, and it's like, okay, I have Guilty Gear and Street Fighter here, and it's just like, what do they have to do with classes? I mean, in a way, I guess you could consider those, like, classes, right? Like, Disney's a low-range fighter. She's like a four-hex long-range fighter. As opposed to, like, Mix-Up. Well, she is a Mix-Up, but, like, Mix-Up King, or, Suit. Who's the one that does a lot of stupid mix-ups? There was someone that did, like, stupid mix-ups, and it's like, oh my god, this is really annoying. Maybe it was Anji? No, Anji's not in that game. No, wait. But you know what I mean, right? You know exactly what I mean. You have your long-range Okishimi, 4-hex Scroll Looper. You have, like, your close-up, I'm just gonna mass on you, like Leo. Leo's a good one. In Street Fighter, that would be someone like, say, probably Vega. Vega or Balrog wouldn't be up in your face all the time. And in Street Fighter, I guess the equivalent would be like, Guile, I guess. Guile's kind of similar to Dizzy in a way. Well, not really. Because there's not really set play in Street Fighter until, like, Street Fighter 5 with Minot. And I don't even know how good Minot is, but, like, set play in a fighting game, if I were to pick, like, a class, set play is the type of, thing I like to do. Just give me a character that can get a variety of situations set up, and if you guess right, you get a huge reward off it, and if you don't guess right, then you can potentially continue to pressure the opponent, and continue to potentially do more, mix-ups. again, like Dizzy, in Street Fighter, Akuma. Akuma could kind of do that in a way. Vega could do that. Bison kind of could do that. Yeah. I'm not going to be on. Just a heads up, I'm not going to be streaming that much longer. I am going to be actually taking care of a couple things here. I just wanted to get some kind of Zatsudan out today. And this was the first thing that came to mind. This is one of the first things that came to mind. Because, you know, watching Koyori play FF5, and whenever I go watch her FF4 playthrough, whenever that is, because who knows when that's going to be. Maybe it'll be at night, if nobody is streaming, and she's not streaming, which tonight she's probably going to finish Final Fantasy 5. I don't even know how much farther she got, but, you know, but yeah, watching her play FF5, me playing Genius of Sappheiros, because it's like, again, Genius of Sappheiros. I have a specific play style. I like using Yomu, I like using, Sakia, because they're just, I'm gonna smack you real hard. I like using Patchouli, because I could just smack with her, and she has a backup with her spells. I like using Hori now, because she's pew pew, I'm gonna murder you. Don't really have to worry about using her skills as much. Sakia, Yomu, don't really have to use their skills much. I could go Sanai, who I could just attack with, but if I need a heal, I can heal with her. And then you give me someone like, Alice, it's like, I don't really want to use Alice that much. Like, Alice is good. Hand class is very helpful, don't get me wrong. Like, Hora in Xenoblade 2. Hora was really great. But, like, I'm not the kind of person that just wants to sit there and just, let me just block stuff. Let me just take all the damage. Never mind in fighting games, I will sit there and block all day long if I have to. It's just what I'm gonna do. Like, anyone that's played me in a fighting game proper will know I will sit there and block all day without pressing the button if I have to. Unless I find the opening, which, I mean, sometimes good luck with that. But yeah, it's like, Alice is not my kind of character. Satori, again, she's a blue mage. I don't like using her in this game. She sucks. Mako, I don't know how good Mako is yet. I want to give her a try. Byakuren, so far from using her, like, she's a debuffer, which, I mean, I guess, cool? I guess? But not my kind of character? Who else did I get? Did I get anyone else? Oh, Reimu. Reimu's kind of just there. Like, Reimu's kind of there. Marissa's good. But, like, Marissa's also kind of there. Like, a lot of these characters I don't really need for the stage. It's mostly for the bosses. And even then, it's just like, do I really need this character for the boss? Like, Satori's kind of never useful. She gets a little bit useful now, but even then, she's like, whatever, you know? Whatever. And it's like, even in other RPGs, in a lot of games, honestly. Like, there's people who are like, why don't you use other characters? Mix it up, and it's like, but I like this character. I don't like this other character. Like, here's a good one. Here is a very good one. Star Ocean 2. The perfect example. At the start, I preferred using Reina. And the funny thing about Reina is, I was training her as a monk. And she is not meant to go up in melee. And that was getting me killed a lot. Now, I think someone that would have been much better for me early on would have been Clog. But, you know, I didn't really like Clog that much. Later on, I started using, well, when we were using Askin for a little bit, I liked using Askin, but Askin was, like, slow. He was kinda slow, not gonna lie. Give me just a second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Alright. We're gonna be wrapping up here in a second. But then you gave me, what was her name? It's not Ophelia, right? Olivia? I can't remember her name now. It was the Gunner. It's like, the moment I got her, it's just like, why would I ever use anyone else? Especially with the homing gravity attack. It's like, dude, do I need anyone else? And her heal was super good. It was like, stupidly amazing. Like, yes please, this is everything I want in a character. Granted, I still died a lot because that game is honestly not that easy. But like, she was like everything I wanted. Everything. And then, you know, you gave me, Diaz, and like, Diaz is pretty great, but like, dude, Ophelia was like everything I wanted in one character. So, again, let me look at some of these other classes real quick. Like, Black Mage, White Mage. Give me the Black Mage. If you give me a Black Mage, White Mage, Blue Mage, Red Mage, High Mage, Summoner, Blue Mage is probably the one I would prefer. But if you were to give me any other Mage, give me the Black Mage. Just give me that roll elemental damage. Summoner is cool, but costs too much most of the time. White Mage, not my type of playstyle. I'll use them, but for me, that's not me. High Mage, and man, Red Mage is versatile, but like, they usually suck in terms of their power. Berserker, you would think is my type of thing. Not really. Ninja! I do like Ninja. Ninja is a very fun class. I namely like the Ninja mostly for the dual wield. Just double axe. They are squishier than crap, so it's just like, blah, gag, blah, gag, blah. All the time, like, right eggs. Mystic Knight is a interesting class. You don't really see Mystic Knight very much. A character that can just give their, physical attack elements or statuses. Not really a class to see very much, but it is a very interesting class. Not a character, not a class associated for me. I do like Dragoons. I will say this now, I do like Dragoons, but I will never use a Dragoon. Like, I don't like Jump. Jump is not my kind of a thing. It's like Samurai. I love Samurais, I really do. But I don't really use them that much. FF5, I will use them only when I get the Masamune and Orin in FF10. Like, in any FF games with Samurai, I don't really use them. FF6, I use Cyan every now and then. I do like Cyan, but like, Cyan's not really that great. In all honesty, not gonna lie. Again, Gambler. Gambler is a class that I think is a fun class, but like, I don't think Gambler fits me. It's not a Xeno class. Again, my class is a Void Seer. I do things with Void. can use black magic, but, you know, my magic sucks. Like, if you want to see a void seer who is absolutely trash with magic, you think they can use, like, really high level magic, well, you're looking at him. I'm not a magic person. I just want to smack people, okay? Archer! I do like the Archer class. Archer is a little interesting in that I don't really use them that much, honestly, but like they have unique stuff in them. And in like Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, they're very, very useful if you want to consider a Selkie an Archer. Dark Knight is not my thing. Thinking about it. Dark Knight, I don't like damaging myself in order to do hacks. And that's what Dark Knight really likes to do. And it's like, nah, I think I'll pass. I think I will pass on that. Anywho, I think I have blabbed enough for today. So, that is all I am going to go on today. Tell me in the comments, what is your favorite class? What do you think would be the class most associated to you? Is it a warrior class? Do you like running up and beating the crap out of stuff? Do you like long-range magic? Are you a mage? Are you just... Do you like random stuff? Are you a gambler? Do you like Jack of all trades, master of none, like a blue mage or red mage? Do you perhaps like to get in but poke a lot, like say a spear person? Or perhaps you like throwing stuff and doing like random abilities like a chemist? Or perhaps in the case of a fighting game, are you the type of person that likes to just press buttons and not worry about what the opponent does? They'd be like, okay, I won! Yay! I pressed buttons, I won! I lost because I pressed buttons, yay! Or are you the type of person in a fighting game that likes to meticulously think about what they want to do during the match at all times, try to set up specific Okasimi or Fortnite setups, throw loops, that kind of thing? Are you that kind of person? Or are you the kind of person that likes to sit back and just try to hit from far away, like, say, Axel in Guilty Gear, or Dolsum or Necro in a Street Fighter series? Are you that kind of player? Tell me what kind of player you are. Tell me what kind of class you think fits you the most. In any case, that is all we're going to be doing for today. Hopefully the next Zatsudan is going to be more interesting. I am running out of things to talk about weekly. We will see. Who knows, maybe Koyori will give me something to talk about. Maybe one of the other Hollow members will give me something to talk about. Who knows? Until next time, everyone, whenever that may be, I will catch you on the flip side. So, until then, everyone,